This year may be my most transitional spring period yet. I'm graduating, officially done with school, at least for now, and the thought of what's next, though exciting, has never felt heavier. I spent April kind of coping with a lot of the weird post-grad anticipations and thoughts, fears and griefs, and a deep preemptive nostalgia. I was exhausted, sleeping through the days, really sad, quite frankly. I have always been a student, and I don't really feel like I know who I am outside of that. The thing about spring is that it always feels like an opportunity to start anew, switch things around, get back up on your feet. It's a season to regenerate alongside the blooming trees, to defrost. I'm really counting on muscle memory to pull me out of this slump, and also to establish a new routine for the summer, given I'm working on projects of my own and I'm responsible for my own schedule. It's scary stuff, but fun stuff. And so these are some things I did progressively, I must add, to glow up, I guess, get out of my sad post-grad vibe, to get excited for this next chapter of my life and begin to develop some better habits, and to just take care of myself during this transformative, not at all easy time of change, of goodbyes and endings and lasts. I was reminded many times throughout these weeks to go easier on myself, something I really do not find easy to do. I am a critic inherently, mostly of myself, so here goes. Hope you enjoy. This may sound absolutely frivolous and obvious, but making the point to get ready every morning has been a key part of making myself feel better these past few weeks. It is absolutely something I have to choose to do and something that takes effort. I don't know about you all, but in finals, I not only live in my PJs, but I live in the same PJs, and I skip parts of my routine that typically ground me and make me feel good. So I had to reintegrate simple things like putting an outfit together every morning into my routine, which made me feel so much more excited about taking on the days. The number one thing I try to do for myself when I'm not feeling good is get ready in the morning. It just makes such a difference in how my day goes down. If I do my skincare, if I do my makeup, get ready, if I put on a cute outfit, it changes the trajectory of my day. So got ready. I'm wearing this adorable pink top. My whole outfit is thought up actually. The star of the show, just wait, is this jacket. I'm going for dinner with my mom, so I'm dressing cute. I just got these on ThredUp the other day. I've been getting so excited about spring and about fashion. I do want to thank ThredUp for sponsoring this video. If you're not familiar with ThredUp, they're an online consignment thrift store. They have designer items, brand new with tags, items, all for such affordable prices. It's really my heaven. I love shopping on there. They have such a good filtering system that makes it so much easier. You can also put in photos from your Pinterest board and ThredUp will pull up similar items they have on the site. So it's really a fun shopping experience. Also, I just love secondhand shopping in general. The jacket is by Coldwater Creek. I got this for $59.99 instead of its estimated retail price of $172. And then my top under is by Vince Camuto and I got it for $27.99. I'm also wearing this Reformation skirt that I got off ThredUp. This was $53.99 instead of the estimated retail price of about $174. I also got these super cute shoes these are J. Crew. Yeah, they're so fun. I love the plaid. I got these for $45.99 instead of the estimated retail price of $228. They're in great condition and they're just adorable. I haven't been to a new restaurant in a hot minute, so I'm really looking forward to trying something new. Making dates is also such a great way to get out of the house. I love a good dinner date. You can also use my code AVA50 for 50% off your order. Mama.
Whoa, yeah, Province.
Fattest oyster ever. Really good. So good. There we go.
I am officially done university. Time to celebrate. I've been having a really hard time this past week and a half, feeling just so sad. I love McGill. I've loved going to school there. I have such amazing memories that I will cherish for my entire life. These past 4 years have been the most amazing 4 years, most transformative. Of course, there have been ups and downs, as with any college experience. I mean, I started at McGill when I was 19 years old. I'm now 22. I've undergone so much change, made so many realizations, gotten to know myself so much better, forged the best relationships, learned so much about myself myself, but also about how I want to be in the world, how I want to contribute and what I want to do. And of course that ending is hard. I kind of went through the grieving process last year when my year graduated. I did an extra year. That's why I'm graduating now. That was the hardest part, was seeing a bunch of people from my grade leave. Most of the friends I made in university are not from Montreal. Actually, all of them, I'm pretty sure. So I've been feeling a bit like that feeling of abandonment, like everyone's leaving and I'm just left behind. So this past year, it's been tough. So I've been working through that and really trying to offset that by creating a routine here that makes me feel good. I won't even sugarcoat it. I spent like 2 weeks in bed. The first week after handing in my last assignment, most of my friends still had stuff due. I was in bed every single day watching Sex and the City. You know what? I had to go through that. Not only am I transitioning from being a college student to not being, which is so freaking terrifying. Jamie's nesting, sorry. I'm also having to face so many things. School and work have been such distractions for me. The beginning of the year was very tumultuous and I haven't really processed a lot of things. I've been processing them extra hard these past 2 weeks because I've had the time to. I've been thinking about them more, if that makes sense, and that's been tough, but I've been journaling, I've been talking to my therapist about it, really trying to work through those feelings. And this morning I had like such a good appointment with my therapist. We talked about sadness, about how it's so easy when you feel sad to instantly want to not feel that way. It's like, oh, I'm sad, like I need to be happy, I need to find a solution to this. What I tend to do when I feel sad or depressed or anxious is I beat myself down so much for even having that emotion, because I'm like, I don't want to have that negative emotion, and I label it as negative. And my therapist was saying like, being sad isn't a negative emotion. It's part of life. Like you can't be happy if you're never sad, you know? And I'm working on just accepting my emotions, experiencing them, and then being able to move through them, move on from them. And it's really getting me to think about Tuesdays with Maury, which I read 2 years ago when I was undergoing a similar shift in my life and feeling really lonely and really sad. In that novel, Maury says something similar about emotions, about how he experiences these moments of depression and of real sadness, but instead of pushing them away, he lets himself live them. He lets himself have a day depressed in bed, and then he moves on. He lives it and then kind of disposes of it in a way, which allows him to move through his life, not constantly burdened by sadness. And I think that that's something that had really impacted me when I read it, and I kind of forgot about it. And then I've been talking about it obviously these past few weeks, because it's like I feel so sad and I feel so guilty for feeling so sad, because in my mind, if I feel sad, that means I'm not feeling anything else. I feel very guilty for feeling sad when there are good things happening in my life. I've been kind of trying to like live through this sadness, accept it so that I can move on and move forward. Remind myself that it's okay to have days where you feel sad, but not let it paralyze me. Sometimes I'll wake up and if I don't feel good, then I just discard the day. I'm like, this is not the day that I'm gonna get anything done. And that is such a bad mindset. I'm so all or nothing sometimes. So that's why I've been spending these past 2 weeks horizontal, essentially. I've just been in my feels because I don't feel amazing. I'm not able to do anything else, but that is such a bad mindset. We're working through that. A big part of a glow up for me is the mental. That involves speaking to people. I'm so bad at speaking to people. I feel like I talk to my camera more than I talk to my friends about how I'm feeling. I don't know, I just feel like I'm speaking to myself, which feels like such a safe space. Not that like I don't have friends that create safe spaces, but I just hate burdening people. But that's another thing that I need to realize, is I'm not burdening people by talking about how I feel. I started therapy like 2 months ago, and it's the best decision I have ever made for myself. I think everyone needs a bit of therapy. We all have things to work through, and it just helps. For me, it's not even about validating how I feel. It's about realizing that I have these patterns that are bad for me, and that I have like these tendencies to kind of beat myself up for things that are just part of life. Just wanting to be performing at the best of my ability all the time and be productive all the time, happy and a positive source for everyone. But I think I need to find a way to just feel sad and not associate that with negativity, because I don't think that it's negative. I think of like when my friends speak to me about their feeling down, it never feels burdensome, and I think that I need to internalize that. So those have been my thoughts lately. Post-grad, I'm still processing. This is like my second wave of processing. Like I mentioned last year, I feel like I felt it more strongly, like, oh my god, university's ending, even though I still had a year left. Now it's really weird because like the year below me is graduating. It just feels like everyone's leaving. Not a fan of that, but I know that there are so many exciting and fun things coming. I know it's really cheesy, but I always think back to that Winnie the Pooh quote. whoa quote about feeling grateful that you can even feel sad about something, like having something so good that you're sad to lose it. How amazing is that? I try to hold on to that, be happy that I have something to be sad about, because that means that I had something really special. University was just the best, and I'm gonna hold on to all those memories literally forever. It's really emotional too, like going through this without any of the people that I kind of went through university with. So it feels kind of isolated. I'm feeling all of this nostalgia and sadness and honestly gratitude, but I can't really share it with anyone because my grade is gone. I think I'm just grieving the fact that I won't be going back to school in September. It is scary to think like, okay, now my life is in my hands. I don't have this structure, this school, these teachers kind of holding me accountable, these deadlines from assignments, and you know, I don't have a traditional job yet. I don't know what's next yet. I don't know really what field I want to be working in, and that's fun that I get to figure it out, but it's also so fucking scary seeing how everyone is also terrified. Anyone who doesn't have an internship or like a job locked in, it's just scary, and I want to see it as exciting, but I think it can be both. I think it is both. It's just so much change. I'm like, every time I walk through campus, I have flashbacks, and I walk down Prince Arthur or Milton, and it's like I see ghosts of my friends in their old apartments and on the patio steps. Just feels like hours, and the thought that it isn't anymore is just so heartbreaking. Every street feels like filled with memories of things that are over. Oh my god, what the hell is wrong with me? I need to stop crying. Mila came home with a gift to congratulate me on finishing, and I started crying. Look at this freaking candle. It smells so good, so thoughtful. I'm just feeling like overwhelmed by, oh my god, can I not? I'm feeling grateful and sad all at once, and I'm letting myself just feel both, because usually I like don't. Challenging myself to accept both emotions and be happy with both. McGill is the best thing that has ever happened to me. If you are still in university, soak that shit in because it flies by. And I really wish that I had been a bit more present all throughout. Like, that's the one regret. Be present, be with your friends. I'm in an emo wreck right now. Ugh, I'm such an emotional roller coaster. I go through these periods where I feel so numb. I want to cry because I know it would release so much, and then I'm not able to. And then a week later, someone says one word to me and I'm just bawling.
Although most of my friends have graduated, saying goodbye to McGill has been incredibly hard. I've been going down memory lane, doing so much reminiscing, remembering all the fun we had. These past 4 years have been some of the most special of my life, and all the memories I made, I will carry with me forever. And I'm just so grateful to have had such an amazing university experience. University is all about the highs and the lows. I mean, at least for me, it was about pushing myself in school and feeling really exhausted at times, but then really good about learning, as much as it was about making new friends and forming relationships and having fun going out. University is just such an up and down experience. As you know, there were definitely lots of lows, but the highs were so high, and I'm just graduating feeling so grateful. And I think that's why I'm so sad. I'm thinking of that Winnie the Pooh quote, whatever it is. Yeah, I feel really grateful that I have something to feel so sad about, I guess. That's paraphrased really badly, but you get the gist. Thank you, McGill, and thank you to all the wonderful people I met. You know who you are, and I love you all. For context, after I handed in my last assignment, all the energy remaining in my body just left. And I had a really hard time getting out of bed, getting work done, handing things in on time, showing up for those around me. I was literally empty in the brain and having to face so many emotions about so many things that I had either not had the time to think about or had chosen to distract myself from thinking about. I had no choice but to look them straight in the face, and it really made me spiral, honestly. Staying home in bed was the worst thing I could have done for myself, yet it was the only thing I felt capable of doing. And so step 2 was to get the fuck out of my house. Pardon my French. Taking a look back to last year, last summer, a huge goal of mine was to spend more time out of my house, something that is directly tied to spending more time outdoors, and that beyond that also just helps me feel like I'm part of something bigger than myself, which sounds dramatic, but it makes me feel like I'm part of society, which I sometimes feel so disconnected from, working on my computer all day, interacting with social media. Like, social media makes me feel like I'm not real sometimes. Last year, I would spend a lot more time with my family doing things out of the house, which has been harder to do this year since we all live such busy and kind of incompatibly scheduled lives. I settled on this bootsy set. We're going to a dinner at, keep forgetting the name, Masta. Have you been there? Well, no restaurant in Montreal is a Michelin star. In Toronto, they've just handed out a few. Yeah, there's no Michelin in Canada. This is the outfit.
So chico.
We're matching. Black on black. Sandro. Thrifted. Thread up. Thinking back to last summer, Mila and I would make dates all the time. This one day especially comes to mind when we got all dressed up for a special event and spent an evening eating fun dishes and chatting. It's literally a gown. Last summer, I was also prancing around in all sorts of outfits, having fun dressing up. Something I'm trying to channel now as well, what with the weather warming up. I'm feeling bougie.
What did the women wear? Spanx? You could ruin.
Maybe not yet. I'm going to my mom's studio again to read Year of the Monkey. I read it like 10 pages this morning. I like Patti Smith. I like her style. Changing environments. Woohoo! We're sticking with it. Let's go.
Jamie, let's go.
There is a fly stuck in my bedroom. Ew, on my camera. How dare you? No, don't be dumb. No, come on. Oh no, did I hurt you? I'm sorry. I really hope I didn't hurt that fly. Oh, I hear it. I hear it. Fly, little bird. I'm finding that pushing myself out of the house, whether it be just for a lunch date or to go do work at my mom's studio, work at a cafe, it makes my day feel a lot longer and I feel so much more motivated and I feel like I'm doing stuff with my life as I am being productive as well. I hibernate in winter and so summer, it's like I have to adjust going outside and getting out of my room. It's like actually a process because it's like I'm not used to going out. I'm not used to leaving my bedroom. I'm used to doing everything in my bedroom. When it's cold out, I'm not going outside. It's just the way it is. It's been an adjustment, but it's been so good for my mental health. I feel so much more excited about things, so much more inspired. Oh my goodness, who is texting me? The hardest part of feeling so down has been having to keep up with work because, as we all know and experience, the world keeps spinning even when you feel like your world has slowed down and is stalling. I had so many fun projects I found myself rushing to finish, which meant I was experiencing a lot of stress even as I was trying to let go of the anxiety I carry with me. In times like these, when I feel super down about everything, the only way I managed to make it through finals and my personal deadlines was by leaving my house to go work at cafes across the city. Sometimes alone, sometimes accompanied by friends. In both cases, leaving the comfort of my home to get work done helped me feel much more motivated and excited about the work itself. A crucial part of glowing up for me has been establishing a new routine and new rituals to give structure to my life, and a super important part of my everyday has always been reading. It makes me feel so good. I enjoy it so much. So I've been prioritizing it more, reading first thing in the morning with matcha, and then throughout the day as well. My first read post-grad was the Paris Review. I had been putting off this type of reading for a while because I had other novels lined up, but I spent a sunny afternoon reading through the spring edition and it was so enjoyable. It's a mixture of poetry and prose, quite different to what I'm used to reading, which is always fun. Then I read these short stories, which all have the theme of love in common. Witty, unpredictable, with hidden messages strewn across pages of absurd stories. Some a bit dystopian, others a little too true to life. I enjoyed these more than I thought I would, some more than others for sure. But it's a good novel if you're looking for some comic relief with a tinge of, or maybe more than a tinge, of bleakness. It's like love stories deprived from the romanticized vibe, essentially. I don't know if that makes it sound drab, but it's good. After that, I read Death Valley by none other than the Melissa Broder, author of Milk Fed, otherwise known as a genius. I actually filmed a TikTok book review of this, so I'll try to get that up ASAP. Hi, Jay! And lastly, I just finished Intimacies by Katie Kitamura, which was the best novel ever. I love her so much. A Separation was amazing. She just has a way of rendering human relationships and the way that we communicate and use language so brilliantly. She is like my idol. I must read her newest novel. This wouldn't be a real glow up without some appealing to my vanity, of course, and with summer around the corner, I kind of needed to get back on my laser wave, so we took care of business with Nancy. This just made me feel like I was taking care of myself, and it did make me feel a lot better, even though it's like invisible. My pillow. Next in my pampering line was painting my nails. Dates with friends who pamper you and uplift you are simply the best remedy to feeling down.
Who's crying that shit? 2025.
Summer! And so in that same vein, spending more time with friends was a major part of getting out of my slump and glowing up.
Going to Olympico for the slushie. It's about damn time. Which one?
It's because their ingredients aren't as good.
The best thing ever. This is happiness in a cup.
We're enjoying it, but we're feeling rather down in the dumps about our physical appearances. But so is the female experience and the female condition that society is put on us.
It's gonna be a glow up video. I'm doing a glow up vibe, like mental and physical. So first step is changing the mentality.
Yeah, so just remember that your brain is the most malleable thing ever, and that if you tell it yourself, even if you feel disgusting, if you're like, I'm beautiful, I'm perfect, everything is amazing, everything will work out, you will start to believe it.
And then it becomes true.
After a bit. It does not work immediately. You kind of have to commit to it.
It's active, but it's a good one.
And so that works for us because we're always into the dramatics.
Yeah, we are. We are drama queens.
The most. I think we relate. That's one of our areas we relate. That's what I was saying about us being crazy.
We are.
Yeah, Ava got so upset. I said she's crazy like me, and that's why I fuck with her. And she was like, I'm not crazy. I know. Neurotic.
Crazy's good. Crazy's fun.
Chill is so overrated. Yawn.
This is my favorite one.
Hibernation is so real in winter. I have not only distanced myself from people, being so consumed by work and school these past few months, but I've also retreated to my bedroom to avoid having to brace the cold. Winter in Montreal is fucking brutal. So a really important step of my glow up was putting in the effort to surround myself with people, to go out, to be more of a yes woman. Being around people has helped me feel so much more alive, which may be obvious to some, but I don't know, I get so comfortable in my solitariness. It's actually bad. I am an introvert in so many ways, but having people around me energizes me beyond.
Oh, good girl. Favorite perfumes of all time. One of my goals is to be more social. I get so much energy from it, and I haven't prioritized social for a hot minute. This week, that's what we've been doing.
Mettez genre, le mec. Ciao!
We're coming to celebrate, to see everyone.
Finally get out of the car.
Oh my god.
Okay, so I thought a getaway to Toronto would do me some good.
Pantry, caprese, what? Kale Caesar, everything salmon, matcha.
As much as building a routine can be helpful in getting out of slumps, getting out of them can also be beneficial to resetting. And so I went to Toronto for a weekend to see Pippa and my friends who I hadn't seen in months, some even in over a year. Sometimes you think something will make you feel better and then it doesn't. And that was kind of how my trip went. I was obviously so happy to see everyone, but I almost felt sadder being surrounded by everyone I spent uni so close to, witnessing us all living such different lives. As amazing as it is, it made the end of university feel that much more real. I just got hit with the biggest wave of nostalgia and I was not able to feel even like the happy sadness. It's just like, how does one cope with living in the same city as all your friends, seeing people you know everywhere you go, being able to just drop into your friends' houses all around campus? How do you cope with that not being a thing anymore and everyone moving away and feeling like the city is just emptied? Like, that is so depressing, and going to Toronto just really made it feel so real.
I got a score cookie. What did you get? Score cookie. Taste test. Cheers. What is a score? Chocolate. Oh my god. What'd you get? Score.
So many of us have moved on to greater, bigger things, and that's so awesome. But it's sad. It just is. I came back to Montreal and spent 5 days bedridden. The trip just really made me face a lot of emotions, and it set me back a little. I even slept through my therapy appointment, which coincidentally is the next step of my glow up. Not to sound like a mom, but finding a therapist and going to therapy has been the #1 most effective way of lifting myself up. It has been the best thing I have done for myself this year. It has helped me so much during this time of uproot and major change. Just being able to better understand how my mind works has helped me to cope with my emotions and my sadness in a much better way. It's just something I've always struggled with. Yeah, I love my therapist. Spending time alone often leads to lots of reflection for me. I'm just an overthinker in all spheres of life, and that involves in my inner thoughts. And so naturally, with the change of season and the end of university, I had to journal to let my thoughts breathe and to make sense of what I was feeling beyond the sheer sadness of an ending and into the uncertainty of what's next. I was just feeling so bad and I had no idea why. I just didn't know how to cope, and writing really helped me make sense of it all. So these are the prompts I came up with to help unscramble my thoughts and start coping in a productive way with the weight I could feel building up from everything around me moving in all directions all of a sudden, or at least what felt like that. First, we have, what are you currently grieving in this transitional stage? What are you most grateful for experiencing throughout university? So wanting to reminisce a little bit. What are rituals that are giving structure to your new quotidian? Is anything making you feel anxious about post-grad? God knows I had a few answers for that. How can you alleviate that anxiety? So kind of making it feel a bit problem-solvy, but not too problem-solvy. What gets you excited about post-grad? So looking forward. And then what is one thing you'd like to do / accomplish over the summer? And how can you ensure that that happens? Concrete goals. And then lastly, what is your summer anthem? Which is just fun to answer and kind of give the summer a theme. And then the final week of McGill came around with OAP, which offered a nice close to such a special 4 years. Taking the time to cook meals has made me feel so much better as well. I am obsessed with omelets right now, and I'm really hoping I don't get the egg ick anytime soon because it's been my only source of protein lately. Cooking myself meals instead of snacking has made such a difference in my energy levels. I can't lie, I still have popcorn and hummus sometimes as a meal, but I try not to. I've mentioned before that I did not always have the best relationship to food. Like, there were many years where I was scared of eating pasta or bread because I was convinced it would make me gain weight, which I thought at the time was the worst thing that could ever happen to me. Every bite was calculated and followed by guilt. And then during quarantine, I developed a binging habit as a way of coping with, I don't know, anxiety and just as a comfort. And it's taken me a few years to get to where I am now, where food is fun, going out to eat is exciting, and guilt around eating has been eradicated. I still can't cook to save my life, but I try every now and then, and I feel much better when I do. So in a similar vein, going out to the restaurant has been such a treat lately and has been something that just makes me feel better. It ends up turning into a sweet memory of time spent either with friends or with family. I love going out to eat, and I've been making an effort to set up dates with friends to debrief or just to catch up as something to look forward to.
It's more like maybe they'll like mad. No mad.
Fight, but your mother insists. Dogs, white tea slice right through my fist. Drive to the yard and you put me on the wrist. Grocery store, listen, get pissed. Unchecked calls and messages. Oh, I don't wanna be the owner of your fantasy. I just wanna be a part of your family. I don't wanna talk about anything. I don't wanna talk about anything. I wanna kiss your eyes again. Wanna witness your eyes looking. I don't wanna talk about
I'm self-care, bitch.
think of you all of the time. Now that you're gone, I've been doing all kinds of drugs.
The sun has been out these past few weeks, which has been life-altering. I've been laying outside with my books, getting that vitamin D and basking, which has just made me feel so much more alive, getting my freckles back and whatnot. Spending as much time outside as I can has helped a lot. Seasonal depression is so real, and fresh air is healing. So yeah, these are some of the things I've been doing to exit my post-grad slump and sadness and cope with the end of such a special chapter. Obviously, it's a journey, and I'm still on that journey, but establishing new rituals has been a big help. Also, doing little things for myself and treating myself has made me feel a lot better. I'm learning to enjoy my own company a lot more and not feel so burdened by my sadness. I'm gonna cry.
You always turn things sour. You get your arms around me and I just. You get your arms around me and I just. Crush, 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 crush. Get your arms around me and I just. I can never play that part well.
Cause you giggle?
Yeah.
I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to use my code AVA50 for 50% off your ThredUp order. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
My body's sore now. I've never had friends like this before. Say you want me bad and you smile and laugh. Would you do that for you pull and cut the cord? No, it goes. Doo-doo.